morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We have a new baby baptism in the house this morning, if you missed it. So we have our youngest member.
Start them young. Huh?
We start them young.
Start them young.
You start with mama. So thank you so much for gracing us this morning. And also thank you everyone else for what it takes to get here, to get in this time. Don't even have to tiptoe in. You can come on your own time. Bless this space with you, because we are so grateful that you chose this place this morning to come and share your consciousness, to come and be the love that you are, and let us celebrate that together. And in that way, just keep expanding this light that we are shining around the world. So receive your presence here as a gift to us, and we receive your presence here today as a gift to the world, and we intend to fully flow that back towards you in the full embrace of love through this service, through music and words and joyful singing. And please sing along with all of it.
So welcome. I want you to take a moment and let go of everything that is not of this service. Relax into this moment right here, right now, into the moment of the divine. For every moment, the present is where the divine lives. Let go of any doubts, limitations, concerns, and worries. We have practitioners around the room that will take those worries, pray over them, and give them back to you if you want them, but I recommend that you let them go. So be here, be present. So if you will repeat after me, I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting complete health.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting complete health.
Today we have Daille Kettrell is our musician. She's amazing.
Volume on your voice.
So sit back,
Volume.
relax, bask in the service, and enjoy. There you go.
Here I am. And I wanted to also just mention and include those people who are on Zoom or YouTube or are joining us behind these cameras that you see in front of us today, who for one reason or another can't be with us in this physical space, but are always included in this field of love. Now that we know how it works, thank you, COVID, for teaching us that. We know that we're all included whenever we show up, and there's no difference. And this part of like the hugging and stuff, it's fun. So hang out for that too. All right, we'll get our service started now.
Invocation.
Let's do it. Is that me or you?
It's me.
It's you?
Because you're doing the benediction.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so take a nice deep breath. Relax into this moment right here, right now. Knowing that this is the activity of God. That we are completely supported by the divine. That this service is totally orchestrated by the divine. That we can let go and know the divine within. Bask in that divine presence, that divine love, that divine peace, which is ours always. Knowing this service flows easily and effortlessly. That Daille sings with the voice of God, plays the instruments from that mind of God. That the ministerial team steps aside and allows the divine to flow through. That Reverend Katherine's message is the message of God. That it washes over the congregation and uplifts and enlivens and inspires the congregation. Inspires all of us. Knowing that the divine is moving through everything. Inspiring, enlivening, enlightening everything. Knowing that we are here by divine appointment. That we are all one in this joyous expression of God. That we bask and love and share and open. And in this openness we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
And I want everyone in the room to feel the love, to feel the joy, to feel the peace in your heart. Let's make everyone in this room, home, all around the world feel our energy, our positive energy. All right, here we go. We show our gratitude, right?
Inspirational reading today is by John O'Donohue. I wanted to say O'Donnell. I knew that one, right? O'Donohue. In the out of the way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander. This beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you are ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desires, feeling the emptiness growing inside of you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unstable to leave what you have outgrown. It watches you play with the seduction of safety and the grave promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Through your destination, though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of its opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhyme for your soul's sense of the world that awaits you. From your soul's sense of the world that awaits you. And so it is.
So I would like to invite my other in response. So that means you don't need your papers if you don't want to look at them. And you want to be free to just have the experience of saying words into this space. Okay, so we will use our papers. Today I affirm my faith in good.
Today I affirm my faith in good.
I know that I am the love and grace of God.
I know that I am the love and grace of God.
I am peace and presence of light.
I am peace and presence of light.
I am the wholeness and abundance of joy.
I am the wholeness and abundance of joy.
I am blessed in gratitude for this good.
I am blessed in the gratitude for this good.
And so it is. Thank you. Please be seated. Reverend, practitioner and president is what I meant to say of our board, Regina DiBarberi is joining us.
Good morning. What a treat it is to see everybody again on another lovely Sunday morning. I'm here to read you a letter from the Stewardship Council. But before I begin to read this letter, I'm asking those members present to come up and stand with me, please. So I know I saw Haji, Jane, Reverend Paul. Did I miss anyone? No. Brian Beto is also on it, but he's not here. Sherry Daves may be on the Zoom. I know Reverend Cassandra Butler is on the Zoom. So for your few minutes, thank you. Dear CCL congregational family, we have shared an amazing journey since Reverend Carroll's retirement announcement. And I say shared for several reasons. You as the CCL congregation have participated in this journey hand in hand with the selection committee. Based on the CCL bylaws, the congregation was represented on the selection committee equal to the number of Stewardship Council members, thereby ensuring the voice of the congregation was heard, balancing the voice of the leadership. We owe a great depth of gratitude to this group of people who served so well in a process that was more demanding than anticipated. The congregational representatives, Ann Blanchard, June Hammett, Reverend Sue Locke, and Mike Savarese, played an important role in developing a process to appoint interim ministers and for recommending to the Stewardship Council senior minister replacement consideration. The selection committee then began the interview process with Reverend Katherine, and eventually that branched out to include another applicant. In adherence to the previously agreed upon interviewing hiring process, when an applicant passed through the first round, which was 2 initial interviews of the process, the applicant was invited to give a sermon. Reverend Katherine was the only applicant to pass through the first round and take up the next step in the process. You, the congregation, were then requested to become individually involved by responding to individual survey questions and with comments addressing Reverend Katherine McClellan after she served as speaker at the Sunday service. In another effort to engage the congregation in the process, the Stewardship Council and the Selection Committee also arranged a meet and greet with Reverend Katherine for the congregation to ask individual questions and hear her remarks. This was an important conversation lasting a few hours. Many came and involved themselves deeply in this process. There were many positive comments related to her visit. As a result of the overwhelming number of positive responses to these opportunities, the Stewardship Council took the next steps, checking out references and credentials. When all that was clear, moved into negotiations with Reverend Katherine as senior minister. Out of that agreement, there were 2 important terms. Number 1, a provisional period of 4 months. Number 2, upon a successful provisional period, Reverend Katherine's relocation to the CCL area. During these negotiations, certain expectations were also identified, activities related to the CCL's growth, to the junior church, which is now known as our youth ministry, and to re-energize the congregation and the practitioner minister corps. We have seen the implementation of digital marketing as an effort to make CCL more of a public presence on the internet. Efforts are currently being made to address youth ministry, videos, and as well as planning and recruiting teachers for 2 identified groups. The younger, which is up to age 11, and the older groups up to age 18. Under guidance, Reverend Katherine chose to create a co-leadership with Reverend Christina Goldsmith to solidify and re-energize the practitioner minister corps as they have become more focused on prayer work together and exploring individual preferences as to how to serve CCL, which is prayer, teaching, in-person service work, and other avenues of personal support and expression. In addition, to involve herself and get to know the congregation personally, regardless of her physical location, Reverend Katherine has reached out to invite anyone who wishes to contact her for a one-on-one meeting. These meetings and the content of the calls are at the discretion of each person. The content has included prayer, healing, concerns, past and current issues, blessings, listening, and sharing. They have been quite fruitful for all the parties involved. Other Reverend Katherine-inspired activities outside our expectations are: 1, enhance the prayer ministry by consolidating the submitted prayer requests into a unified prayer ministry. 2, created a ministerial team. Reverend 3 is joined by Reverend Paul and Reverend Marlene Volper. Number 3, introduced congregational prayer on a more open and intimate basis. And number 4, introduced more prayer into our Sunday service. As a result of all of our efforts, together as a community and with Reverend Katherine, we, the CCL Stewardship Council, with joy and enthusiasm, fully endorse Reverend Katherine as the CCL Senior Minister. Now, as a final step in the multi-step congregational role in this process, a survey will be made available to you for your input regarding the Stewardship Council endorsement. You can complete either online, so right after service today, this letter and the link to the survey will be sent out to everyone, but if you wish, there's paper on the back table and you can fill that out and it will go to the CCL office as well as your online response. It is with love in our hearts and deep gratitude. Signed by myself, Regina D. Barberi, President, Brian Beto, Treasurer, Aji Schreffler, Member at Large, Sherry Daves, Member at Large, Reverend Cassandra Butler, Member at Large, Jane Hobson, Member at Large, Reverend Paul Hoyt, Member at Large. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so very much again for being here with us today and for bringing your light, your love, your joy, your beauty, your passion, your wholeness, and all the other things that we bring when we come in the morning. You know, I was at a family party, and I was in the company of cacophony at such a party, and I think some of you might actually have some sense of what that can be like when it's an intergenerational party, and there's lots going on, and there's small children who are not with the agenda, and then there's an agenda, and then there's a memorial sort of, and a grieving process, and hunger, and crying, and everything going on at one time, right? And so we come to church and we have this sort of sacred, holy quiet. And sometimes we go so deeply into that, and it's so sweet and so special. And we have this quiet space that can lead us anywhere. And we hear that still small voice, and we listen, and we open, and we expand ourselves. And then we wonder, what else is there? And in this party, all of a sudden, I realized the power and the strength of the cacophony of life. That the goal isn't always peace. The goal is to be peaceful in the presence of the chaos. And so as parents and as friends and as family members and of all people who are doing a number of things in the world today, all the ways that we're showing up in the world today, the goal is to be the peace within so that we can experience the life that we're here to live. So that we're not knocked off our center by what someone else needs, or how it's going for someone else, or how the universe sees fit to create a situation for us that is a little less than the one we were looking for. For instance, children crying during a baptism. So this morning we had this beautiful baptism, and children cry. Babies they're like, what is this? I don't know about this. I'm not sure. Well, I'm in a strange place. And all the energy comes into just allowing that to happen, not to constrain it, not to make it different, not to try to fix it, but to call it good with life. Cacophony, the outside of our inner selves, is actually where the fun is. Right? It's like, really, there is deep joy in the places where things don't go right, in the places where people don't like what's happening, in the places where we don't like what's happening. One of my, I think, deepest spiritual what would I say, like awakenings, was to realize that joy is actually one of the highest spiritual attainments. Not necessarily only peace. Joy. How do we find joy? Honestly, I think some of us numb ourselves into peace so easily. We've gotten so good at numbing peace that finding the joy can be a challenge. And finding the joy when other people are misbehaving. Can you believe people do that? They don't follow our agendas. They don't go the direction we want them to go. The cars do all sorts of crazy things. If you happen to be in New York, sometimes they close bridges. And they just tell you with a sign, choose alternate route. Right? So choose alternate route. Which one are you going to choose? Inwardly and outwardly. Something happens in your environment, and what are we going to do? If we can actually get with the program, which is there is no program, right? If we can get with the idea that we are in a flowing and folding situation, if we know that there is actually no one right way to live, that we know that truth comes in many sizes and shapes and colors, and when we are all moving between these shapes and colors and sizes together, they bang into each other. And then who are we? Who are we? Because, it can look like it's easier to be alone, right? It can look like, this family thing, and I got to get everybody together, and it's such a thing, and or my friend thing, or my work thing, to work together is so hard. But we're learning that the beauty and the joy and the sort of juice of life is when we stop trying to make it happen alone in the quiet and the presence of the space that we're in, and we actually open our eyes and say, ow, that hurt. Or, oh, that made me feel sad. Or, there's a light in someone's eyes. Or, seeing and feeling the simplicity of a moment when you're looking at a flower. Smell, touch, taste. So many have been guided in our culture to think that the way to meditate, the way to become spiritual, is to push life to the outside and then live quietly in our little way in the center. One of my teachers used to say, it is the greatest disservice to our joy to think that you need to push life outside. When Cynthia Burgault, who is an Episcopalian priest who went back to the Aramaic and went back to the teachings of Jesus and came through with another man named Jean-Jacques Leloup, who reinterpreted and retranslated all of the New Testament and the life of Jesus, when they went back there, what they found was so many interesting things that weren't actually necessarily meant the way we thought they were meant. And when you look at the life of Jesus, and this is not a Christian church, and I'm just saying this is a story of this from the Bible, when you look at that, what you see is a man who was fully engaged in life. That's why he was in trouble all the time. Because there were a whole bunch of people that thought that you needed to do this thing by going away quietly, separating from all the people, sitting quietly and sitting on a mountaintop, quietly separating yourself from the world. And that was not the path. That was not the path that that teacher chose. That teacher's path was to engage himself with humans, to pull people towards him. Women who are sort of hard to find in this aspect of the Bible, but there were as many apostles that were women as there were that were men, and he liked that. He liked having women around. He had one woman friend in particular, who we might know as Mary Magdalene, who some people might have thought to malign her character, perhaps, as a way to create a little bit of leverage. But the truth is, he was engaged with life. People anointed him with oil. He talked to people in the street. He talked to those who were ill. He talked to those who were suffering. He brought his heart everywhere. The teachings of Jesus, whether we're not talking about him as a savior in this conversation, we're talking about a teaching that says, love the person right in front of you as yourself, as yourself. There was a word in Aramaic called singleness, which some who wanted to go backwards to some previous teachings had imagined meant celibacy. Singleness meant celibacy, and so they kept inviting Jesus to say, no, I want you to be back and away from the people. That's the teachings after he had gone his way to God. And what, in fact, this teaching really means, what this word singleness really means, is a word we talk about in this world so much, is oneness. It doesn't mean we're separate. It means we're one. It means we're all together. And so in this journey, as we imagine ourselves in life, if we're all one, we better know who we are by knowing who each other are. We get to know ourselves by seeing the reflection in the multi-faceted, right here. Look around, look who's here, and look at yourself in all the different shapes and sizes and colors that we come in. This is the cacophony of life. If we told you all to show up in your little uniforms this morning, and you had to be all dressed in one way, and you had to all look the same, and we had to all... there would be very little of that cacophony. There would be very little. But when you watch families or children or people who are trying to make their way in the world with awareness. What you see is people bumping into each other all the time, had likes and dislikes and ways of being, and you're too much this and you're too much that, and this doesn't fit in my world, right? Well, how do we find joy in that? How do we find joy in the fact that everything is so different? The joy comes from letting go of what we think things should be happening. When you watch children, like I did at this party, it was so fascinating how fast they go through these changes and how quickly they just move on and how they let go moment by moment, right? So 1 second, they're all having fun. The next minute, 3 of them are crying. 2 of them are in the bathroom. 1 of them is hungry. You know, I'm like, whoa. And then the next minute, something else is happening. And then suddenly, there's ice cream. Right? And everything is okay for everyone, right? So what I'm inviting you to consider is to not be worried about the moments where things are changing or where things look different or where you don't look like the people around you or you don't talk like the people around you or you have different needs than the people around you. To reach into your world and get familiar with what's around you. Dive into your world and ask people, I need you. I need your help. I need your love. I want you. I want to have a rich, full life. I want to come somewhere and sing together. I want to dive in. And I don't care if it gets messy, because messy is beautiful. Messy is where it all happens. The only thing that makes all this not work so well is when we get stuck. When we decide that it has to look the way it looked yesterday, or we decide that it should look the way we thought it should look tomorrow, or we decide that our way is the only way. I don't know, have any of you ever had that experience? Yeah. Yes, or 20 times a day, or whatever it is. Because we, as humans, have a larger scope that we are bringing ourselves alive into. We are the larger scope. So as we bump up against things, it's the whole universe, the whole world saying, let's have some fun. Like, you know when you're dancing and people bump into you, you don't really mind. But when you're walking really fast in one direction and someone bumps into you, it really hurts, right? You can really have a pretty strong bounce off them. So when we're raising kids, we see it, we watch them move through these things. When we're working with adults, we watch the process has slowed a little bit, and sometimes we get stuck. If you find yourself stuck, what's a great question? Where is the joy here? Where is the joy here is a great question, right? What if we always asked ourselves when something went a way we didn't think it should go, where is the joy? I was being with the parents this morning in the baptism, and I was remembering my son's baptism, and it was at Agape, and there were, I don't know, maybe a couple thousand people there. And my son was screaming bloody murder for the whole entire time. And Reverend Michael Beckwith was standing talking to the congregation like this. And finally, I literally got down on my knees with my son and I breastfed him because there was nothing I could do. Nothing. I had so surrendered to the moment. I'm like, here you go, kiddo. And I'm down on my knees and Michael is talking and he's looking like this around this huge congregation and he says, and parenting will bring you to your knees. And there we were. That's life happening. That's being awake and present to the moment. That's knowing, of course, I was going to comfort my child. I was going to do anything I could to comfort him. He wasn't crying because he was trying to annoy me. He was crying because he was really uncomfortable. And he was really upset about something. And he knew, and I knew, what would soften and what would calm him down. And that literally what brought me to my knees. I had to go out on a limb further than I expected myself to and breastfeed my baby on a stage in front of a couple thousand people. And I was okay with it because I kept surrendering to what was going to happen next, what needed to happen, where the opening to life was. Where was I going to start to feel like I could breathe again? Where was he going to breathe? Where was my partner going to breathe? And we just kept staying present, and it created the funniest moment and the most beautiful, like, crack, seam, light pours in, right? Light pours in, and light pours in, and light pours in. If we insist on controlling our lives, we will miss the light that's trying to pour in. The cacophony of joy, the noise of life is the good, juicy stuff. And if we look for joy, if we look for passion, if we look for kindness, if we look for whatever we want, if we look for love or with love or at love, it always finds us. Always finds us. And so as we open our eyes in situations that are not going the way we want to, or changing when we don't want them to change, or whatever it is that might be happening, it's just too much for us. Breathe together and ask whatever question wants to be asked inside you. For a while, I used to use the affirmation, or I guess you could call it a mantra, there is love here, to direct my attention when something wasn't going the way, in the middle of an argument, in a push-pull with a partner, with a child, with anything, when I wanted something that I just couldn't get. There is love here. What is it teaching me? We are the constant students, and the joy I want to overemphasize maybe, the joy is when that breaks open. Love the life you're in. Live the life you're in. Let it make you surrender to your knees and awaken to the joy and the passion. Who you are is waiting to be exposed. The reading today from Reverend Paul, exult in the fact that the courage to step out is showing up for us. Live into the moment where we can feel the excitement that something is moving and wants to change. Something, because if we're paying attention, we will notice that that is going to happen over and over, because that is life. Every breath we take in and out changes us and changes the world around us. So as we open our arms and embrace life, as we play fully, full out, we let go. Ready? Forgiveness is simply allowing the joy back in to you. Forgiveness is a story you've told yourself that something is worth not loving. Something outside of you, you are going to give it the power to destroy your joy. I know we're not all ready for forgiveness, and that's okay, because we're on our own individual, deep-seated journeys. And I want to say that the moment you can choose for yourself that you are finished with whatever is blocking your joy, and believe me, in this moment, why don't we all just take something that we're letting just even slightly pull our joy, keep us from loving fully? What is that thing, or that person, or that place, or that event? What if we just all held our hands up in the air and just let it go? Don't put it on anybody else. Make sure it goes. So you can go up, and we can have it be transmuted into light, and you can just have this shower of light pour down on top of you. How about that? Or you can shove it down into the earth and stomp it around a little bit. And we call this compost, right? And then you walk on it. You know, like cows, they say it's great for cows to graze in big fields because they stomp on their own poop and they get it into the ground, and then the grass grows. The grass likes poop. Who knew? We don't, maybe.
Regeneration.
What? It's called regeneration. There we go. Thank you. June in the house. So, in these moments that we let ourselves fully believe that we are worthy of joy. We are worthy of letting go. We are courageous and we are powerful and we are loving and we can let it go. We can stomp on the earth and we can be reborn in this moment to the fullness of the joy that already lives within us. All right? All right. Are we doing it? Okay, we're doing it. So, Daille, she's going to bring us home.
All right.
All right, ready? So, I want everyone to enjoy what she's part of the sermon today.
That was a perfect
Okay?
Reverend Katherine.
Yeah? All right, so if anybody, that was not. So anybody who wants to stand up and try this on.
All right. There was a time in my life. I thought it all out and had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God.
get the message?
Speaking of cacophony, what a beautiful, harmonious cacophony that was. Thank you, Daille.
Thank you.
Woo. Okay. So I just want to take a moment. Yeah, feel free, Jen. It's good. Jane. Okay. So I want to take a moment. This is the time for our offering. Before we say our offering blessing, I'm just going to share with you all that this is the most beautiful, heartfelt, loving, and passionate, powerful place that you get to play in. This is the place where you get to be fully and totally and wholly yourself. And so we invite you in this place in that way, and we invite you also to give to us, support to us, and you and we work together. That this is a collaborative community. This is a place where we all give and we all receive. This is a place where prayers lift us up, abundance lifts us up, joy lifts us up, play lifts us up. And we really, really, really deeply appreciate each one of you and everything you have, everything you bring, and all the love. And right here and now, we bless all of you in the most abundant, whole, and blessed way. And we invite you to give from your overflow in joy and abundance so that this community may flourish even beyond your wildest dreams and ours as we allow ourselves to grow in the Spirit and grow in love. And thank you so much for all of your care, your love, and being a vessel of receiving for our care and our love today. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to offer a brief recognition of those of us who are in service today: Jody Kearney, Jane Hobson, Ellen Severis, and Nefertiti. Rosa. Thank you. Thank you, and Holly Myers. Thank you so much.
Please join me for the blessing of our offering. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. All right, if you feel like getting up still. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can in just one second. Okay. And so please join me today. Please join me today as we bless these gifts, these tithes, these offerings, these blessings from the blessed overflow, which are life simply expressing itself through us in this form. We all acknowledge today the whole truth of our individual and group abundance, grace, peace, and flow. And bless this offering for all the good work that all of this is doing in the world. As you, as me, as this congregation, and as the holiness that is spreading itself in its wide, wide wings. Thank you so much. Amen. 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 Thank you.
All right. Okay, here we are. All right, if you feel like getting up, once again, this is your moment. You know, we can keep going on higher, you know? So I want you to join me in that, because God's love is everywhere and He keeps lifting us higher, okay?
Let's see how high I am. See if I can read this. Okay, so this is the point in our service when we like to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. So if you are here for the first time, we ask that you stand up so that we can offer to you this blessing. So if you will all repeat after me. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community.
And we open ourselves to you in love.
And we open ourselves to you in love.
We recognize the perfection of God within you.
We recognize the perfection of God within you.
And we celebrate the joyous being that you are.
And we celebrate the joyous being that you are.
You are a radiant point of light.
You are a radiant point of light.
And we are blessed by your presence.
And we are blessed by your presence.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Okay.
So we have something special for some special. We're all special. So what we would like to do.
Thank you. Is invite some people who have given us an opportunity to really thank them over the last couple months, but we haven't had them in our presence to hug them and to give them a little gift. So we are going to allow you to see who all these lovely humans are, and we're going to present them with our gratitude and also with this little CCL pin that then you get to wear with great honor and distinction as a member of this community, and who has graced us with plentiful gifts. So we would like to invite Linda Rika to join us. She could take her pictures that way now. Yeah. June, would you please join us?
I love your scarf. I do too. Thank you.
Behave yourself.
It's your gift. Why?
Just kidding. Just kidding. Haji. Oh. Kathy Milano, who we recognize, but without, I know, but you have to come again. You have to come again.
I get to sell
You get to come again. And Marty.
Thank you so much.
And Martha. Oh no.
Find the joy in it.
Sorry if we surprised you. Find the joy, right? So what we want to just share with all of you is not only are these people as special as you are, each and every one of you are as special as they are, and these people have come forward with some gifts that have really supported this congregation, this community, and all of you over the last few months. So if you're wondering who they are and all the specifics of what they've done, you just need to go back to your newsletters, if you haven't read them, and find out all of the beauty of what they've done and what they've given to this community. So today is our chance to thank them in person and in front of you, and to give them their CCL pin that they can put on their favorite stuffed animal or wear to church, whatever it is for you. And just invite all of you to stand up and just give them lots of love. Mwah. And so now you may go venture off amongst shine your light from where you came. Yeah, don't do all of them.
I'm just going to blow through.
Okay.
Okay, so like Reverend Katherine said, if you want to find out a little bit more about all these wonderful lights, you can read your newsletter, which I'm sure all of you are doing, because that is where all the good information is. So if you've looked at this week's newsletter, which I know that you all have, you will have noticed that our dear Martha Neal has put her first installment of This Is Us in there, describing a little bit about our community, and she will continue on that beautiful path and new ministry that her and Katherine have created. So I encourage you to read the newsletter so you can get to know your fellow community members. If you are called to be in service with us, we would gratefully accept your time and your talent. There are many areas that we would love to have you join us in, because there are many things that have to happen in order for us to get this beautiful space ready for you to be here and be in community together. So if...
Plus you get to play with your friends.
Yes.
Bring your friends.
And you get to hug early.
When we're fresh huggers.
So, so if you, if being in service calls to you, please let me know, let Reverend Paul know, let our dear Regina know, and we will find a beautiful space for you. Let's see. One-on-one connections. Reverend Katherine continues to do her one-on-one connections. If you're interested, please contact me at the office and I will get you scheduled and connected. Prayer, prayer, prayer. As everybody knows, we are really diving deep into prayer. We have our prayer ministry that happens at noon Tuesday through Friday. The link is in the newsletter and on the website. So please join us. People are raving about the beauty in the connection on the daily prayer. Your practitioners are praying for you. We meet in Zoom on Mondays and Thursdays to do prayer work for you for any prayers that come in. And if you move your tush a little bit to the side, you'll notice that there's a prayer request sitting underneath you. So if you have something that you would like us to pray for, please fill out the prayer request and put it in the prayer box on the back table, and we will take care of all of that for
No
you.
prayer is too small.
That's right.
Or too big.
Or too big.
Just a reiteration, if you are interested in helping others in your community, the Healing Hearts Committee can always use a few good people. Or if you are in need of something, there are forms on the back table. Please fill one out. Everything is kept confidential. Mukesh is coming. Mukesh, if you don't know who Mukesh is, he's a beautiful monk that comes and visits us, and he hasn't been here in 2 years because of our wonderful friend COVID. And so he is now traveling, and he returns in September. There is a sign-up sheet on the back. He will again be doing private sessions, our sessions. If you want to sign up, please look at the sign-up sheets in the back. If you're not sure, you decide later, call me in the office. I will connect you with a time. Mukesh is also going to do a workshop for us on September 11th. So he will be here doing in-person meditation with us, which is what he does best. And then there will be a workshop afterwards at Westfield Friends, which is just down the road in Cinnaminson. Hop, skip, and a jump. If you want any more information, I'm your girl. Animal ministry, just want to remind you guys, if you need anything related to your beloved four-legged friends, we have a beautiful chaplain here. Regina DeBarberi is our animal chaplain, and she is available to assist you in whatever your four-legged furry baby needs. Picnic, was it great or was it what? Great. Thanks to everybody who came out. I was on vacation, but I was here in spirit. Let's see, next Sunday we are on Zoom with Reverend Katherine. September 11th, I told you, is Mukesh. The 12th will be our usual Course in Miracles, which meets on second and fourth Mondays of the month. The link is in our website. On the 25th will be our next in-person service. Reverend Paul will be handling that because Reverend Katherine and I will be in Missouri at the Anton Conference. If you have not yet signed up as a member, there are member forms on the back table. If you'd like to talk to us about membership and what that means, just pull one of us aside. Marty continues collecting for the plastic bags. I'm sure that we're really close to getting that bench.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Community activities. The beautiful Daille Kettrell is performing on the 27th. Newsletter has all the information that you need, or you can just stop by and talk to Daille. I've never seen her out from church, but it sounds like it's going to be a great time. Oh, was it last night?
Oh, it was last night.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, so it was great, wasn't it?
It was brilliant.
It was great. That's right. Because today is the
28.
Forgot to take
Dale's
it
sitting
out.
there going like, did I miss something?
I did, apparently.
Yes.
September 10th is the Wellness Day at Unity. I invite you to either participate or show up. And Love Orphanage is gearing up for their second annual walk, which happens on the 8th of October. So you can stop Haji and talk to her about that. Haji's over here. And anything that you need to sign up for or register for, we've got sheets on the back table. You're good to go.
Okay, just one last announcement is that, again, the survey that the Board of Directors has created is on the back table that you could write and fill out now, or you will get an email at the end of the service that you will send, that you can just select it and it'll take you through the process. It's much easier than doing a piece of paper, but it doesn't matter which way you go.
Right.
Right, but they're both there. Regina, did you have something?
I just have one more. Sorry.
That's okay.
We announced last week that we're going to start up the collections for the Burlington County Animal Shelter. It will be the second Sunday, the second in-person Sunday, which has been the fourth Sunday. There's a list in the back of what the county shelter has identified as needs for their shelter. So I'm inviting you, if it's in your heart, if that's how you're driven, if it brings joy to your heart, check out the list, bring it in the second in-person Sunday. I think October's a little squirrely, but the second in-person Sunday, I will be glad to take it off your hands, and I will take it. Thank you so much for thinking of them.
Thank you. All right, we have to bring this to a close. As much as we've had the most fun with all of you, we would like, Daille,
is back in position. We would like to invite everyone to stand and create just the most delicious circle of hands. You are included, but behind it.
this circle together as we designate this time as a place for us to allow, to release, to let go,
and to invite the holiness that is who we are today. As we capture the joy, the blessings, the love that is all here present today, we simply let it be. And so it is.
So it is.
And our final affirmation is?
Here, I swear.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in all my activities.
Life is in all my activities.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And accepting all of these wonderful gifts, we say, yes!
Thank you, everyone.
I know, I did that.
That was great.
Congratulations once again. So happy for you.
Thank you. Oh, what a beautiful service. Thank you.